it's Megan from Manifesting Me. Thanks for joining me. I write, talk about, and teach manifesting. I have a book available for sale on Amazon.com. It's called The Pocket Guide to Manifesting, a quick, easy, fun read to get you manifesting in the right direction if you've been feeling stuck at all. And I do personal one-on-one sessions in case you're interested. I've linked to that in the description box of the video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps other people find it. Subscribe if you want to know when new videos are posted. Yesterday, I was having one of those moments where I recognized that something I had been pursuing, and this is a relationship, specific to relationships, a relationship I was pursuing just wasn't gonna happen. And it had to do with a friendship. And, there's times when I think we just have to face for ourselves that someone isn't a vibrational match. We don't resonate enough to be drawn together, to stay together for the long haul, or even for kind of the short near-term haul, however you want to look at it. And I think with relationships that can be a little bit tricky to process because for me anyway, I know that I if I meet somebody who I think is interesting and I want to get to know them better, I will put the effort in. I will reach out, I will try to schedule time with them to spend time one-on-one somehow. And, you know, it's funny how advice we give others is often the advice that we need to hear and take, but we don't always. Because I would tell somebody that, relationships are a two-way street. So, if you happen to be somebody who's always the giver or always reaching out, initiating, and you're not getting it back, why are you pursuing that relationship? It's not a relationship anymore. It's basically, you efforting and not getting anything back in response. So I had to kind of have that recognition for myself. A friendship that I was interested in pursuing and had over the past, my gosh, it's probably been 4 or 5 years now, have been trying to establish connection and create ways for us to spend time together. And I believe all but once has fallen through, and it's been on the part of the other person. Now, I'm going to be clear here because one of the things I want to point out, especially, for just in terms of how my manifesting mindset works and where my beliefs are, it's not a blame thing. It's not about the other person to say, well, if they had just gotten back in touch with me, that's why this friendship isn't happening. Because remember, we all are responsible. We set our vibration. So if we were a vibrational match for that friendship to happen, it would happen. It would happen regardless of how often or how much we reached out or what we did. When things are meant to be, when we're a match for something, it's effortless. It just happens. It's like everything lines up for something to occur. When we're not a vibrational match, what I've learned for myself and what yesterday reinforced for me is it takes much more effort. We're kind of slogging and trudging up a hill, and no sooner do we feel like we're halfway up than we trip and we roll back almost down to the bottom. So, in life, one thing that I've done for myself, and I think people that I work with a lot of times are looking to create a life that feels better to them, that doesn't require so much efforting, because many of us were taught that in order to get anywhere in life, we really have to work hard. We have to just push ourselves, push ourselves, push ourselves. And if we're not pushing ourselves, we're lazy, or we're a bunch of other words that society has cast upon us, or, those closest to us have put upon us to make us feel smaller, to make us feel bad about ourselves. When we really hold on to this idea of being a manifester, we get to release that efforting. We get to release that not enoughness to the extent that we can. We will get reminders, and that's, I think, what this particular example was for me. Is, when something or someone is not a match for us, we need to understand that it's just that, right? It's no amount of us working harder, doing more, putting greater effort in is going to bring it to us. If anything, it's going to create conflict that sort of keeps it, further at bay. There are certainly times that we can, here's a good metaphor I was thinking of this morning. Um, so I have a size 7 foot, and I can certainly put my foot into a size 6.5 shoe, right? I can squeeze it in there, but it's not going to be comfortable. And I'm not going to be able to maintain the wearing of that too small for me uncomfortable shoe for very long. And that's what I think happens when we try to force things, when we try to force relationships with people, when we try to force anything, a job that isn't right, you know, uh, any experience in life that just isn't a fit. When things are a fit, they're comfortable, they feel good. And I believe that's our birthright. Our birthright is to be here and live enjoyable, love filled, joyous lives. Society, our family, our friends, our upbringing may tell us differently, though. And that is that we need to put more effort in. We're not good enough just as we are, so we really have to work at it. We really have to work to get the good stuff in life. And there was a time that I believed that. And there are still parts of me that believe that. There are parts of me that have not yet released that from my identity. And it's a work in progress. But all that said, my experience yesterday when I was trying to make plans with someone and kind of create a closer friendship, a closer connection, and kind of at the last minute, it just all fell apart again. I just had to tell myself, this is not meant to be. I'm barking up the wrong tree. And the greatest thing is that I'm a manifester. So I can create that wonderful, close, ideal friendship with somebody new. So rather than, and how often does this happen? And again, when I work with people, I try to coach them through this. Don't get so fixated on the how, because pinpointing, oh, I want to be with, be friends with, be romantically involved with, work with, whatever the case is, a particular person, that's a how in disguise. And one of the great beauties of manifesting and finding true power and freedom in manifesting is letting the universe figure out the hows. What is it that we're ultimately after? Get to that. Get to the what do we really, really want? Not, oh, I want to be friends with so and so. I want to be friends with somebody who uplifts me, who sees me, who accepts me, who loves me, who makes me laugh, and who I do all those same things for, who is available to me, who wants to spend time with me and likewise. That's what I'm really, really after. That's what I really, really want. And sometimes I'll, come across people like, oh, maybe they're the next one. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But I have to remind myself, and this is why I'm making this video, don't make them the how. Don't make a particular detail the how. Remember what we're really, really after. And, so another thing I'll say is I can remember before I met my husband that, when it comes to dating, for anybody who's single out there who might be, chasing romance, manifesting their best partner for them, their perfect for them partner. Again, that good feels good, bad feels bad. When it's the right fit, it feels right in all ways, and we don't have to force ourselves to overlook something, to accept something, to do whatever. We don't have to be anybody other than who we are. And that includes all of our natural preferences that we come into this world with, or any of the preferences that we've developed. Back in my single days, I had one friend who I probably mentioned in some of these videos who used to tell me he thought I was being too picky when it came to guys. "Ah, Megan, I just can't figure out why you're single." Boy, did I used to hate hearing that. It's almost like one of those, it's a compliment, but it's not. Um, so like, what the hell's wrong with you kind of a thing. And he would say, I think you're just being too picky. That's it. Oh, there were other things he would say, like, maybe you need to wear different shoes. Like for some reason, my perfect for me partner would be attracted to me if only I was wearing a taller heel. I mean, think about the ridiculousness of that, right? But in his mind, and that's fine. I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to pass judgment or to cast ridicule. That was wrong. So in his mind, that was it. Like, for him, and I maybe he was just projecting onto me his own insecurities that he needed to be doing little things differently in order to find his perfect for him partner. And so, he was looking at the world through that lens. And but for me, I knew that my perfect for me partner would be attracted to me as I was, that I wouldn't have to be doing anything too much out of the ordinary of who I was or who I believed myself to be at that time. And so I remember dating somebody before I met my husband, and it was one of those. I was at a point where I really just kind of maybe I was feeling desperate, maybe I was feeling extra lonely, something. And maybe that advice from my friend was going through my head like, gosh, maybe I am just too picky. Maybe that's why I haven't yet found somebody. I mean, my gosh, I was in my 30s at that point, and many of my friends had already found their husbands or wives in their 20s. So, there's that little voice that was in my head going, You're doing something wrong, Megan. There's something wrong with you." And the person that I dated, they didn't check all the boxes for me. So some of those preferences, that I would find attractive in somebody, they didn't have all of those qualities. But I'm telling myself at the time that I needed to stretch. I needed to work harder at finding more people attractive, a greater variety of traits that somebody might have attractive, when that wasn't naturally who I was. Again, that's trying to squeeze a size 7 foot into a 6.5 shoe. And that relationship crashed and burned very, very quickly. And thankfully so, because then when I did meet my husband, Jim, I kind of finally had that, not kind of finally, I finally had that, oh my God, this is what it's been all about. This is what people have talked about. When you meet the right person, it feels good in all ways. The questions go out the door. There's no, are they the right person? I don't know. I'm not, that, that's gone. When it's the right person, yes, it's a full bodied, total soul yes. So, same with friendships, same with any relationship that we have. When it's the right relationship for us, it works. It's easy, it feels good, it's uplifting. It doesn't feel like constant effort or like a one-way initiative where we're the people who are wanting it, wanting it, wanting it, doing all the work and not getting anything in return. It's a very beautiful flow of energy back and forth, and it's life-giving. So that's what I'll leave you with. And, for anybody out there who is going through something similar, I hope you can bring yourself back to a point of remembering that perfect vibrational matches exist, and um, we constantly have that ability to manifest our next best relationship, whatever, whoever that is, but to not pinpoint it on a person, but to get to how we want to feel when we're with the right person. That whole body, total soul, yes. For all of you who have been here, thank you. Until next time, and I wish all of you happy manifesting.